Hi dear students, we are starting the second video about solving equations, and we are going to study about solving equations with the unknown on one side. As you see here, flow diagrams cannot be used to solve all equations, so we are going to use different methods and we are going to study that one here. And as wrote here before, we are going to use especially PEMDAS rule here, and we are going to use PEMDAS rule inversely here. So that's why this table is important for me. For the operation addition, we are going to try to understand inverse of it subtraction. For the subtraction, the inverse of it addition. For the multiplication, inverse of it division. For the division, in the inverse of it multiplication. We are not going to actually use in this chapter, but for the square, it is the root, and you need to know that one. Okay, let's continue with the exercise and try to understand. Firstly, 3 times x minus 7 means the operation, the operation between them, 3 times x minus 7 is equal to 5. With respect to PEMDAS rule, if we substitute by any value, firstly you have to multiply, then you have to subtract. But while you are solving the equation, you should start from the PEMDAS rule I'm talking about, from the other side, which means firstly you should get rid of the minus 7 firstly. Let me explain what I mean. Here in this method, what I am going to teach you, we are going to get x alone. The important part, get x alone. So with respect to that one, firstly I need to get rid of from minus 7, and this minus 7 should go to other side of the equation. While it is going to other side, it's going to be plus. It's going to change its sign. Here it is in subtraction form. In the subtraction, the inverse of it plus. That's why it's going to be equal to 3 times x is equal to 5 plus 7. And 3 times x, it's going to be equal to 12. Now, I'm going to get rid of, around the x we have multiplication, I'm going to get rid of from 3. What is the operation I need to do? I need to divide. Why? Because this is times 3. On the other side, when you are sending, it's going to be 3. Be careful about this one. It is not minus 3, because when you say minus 3, it means that you are doing the inverse of subtraction operation, inverse of addition operation, and it is not here. So x is equal to 12 over 3, which is equal to 4. Let's check them here. Check here. 3 times 4 minus 7, is it equal to 5? Let's see. 3 times 4 is equal to 12 minus 7. As you see, it's going to be equal to 5, and as you see, it's equal to 5 here, and we did the operation correctly. Are we going to check always? No, this is the first time I'm solving this kind of questions to you. That's why I checked here. Okay, let's see this one. Firstly, we have to understand that like there is invisible parenthesis here. Invisible parenthesis. So, here invisible parenthesis there is, and division operation there is. Which operation comes firstly with respect to PEMDAS rule? With respect to PEMDAS rule, firstly parenthesis you should solve, then division. But while you are solving the equation, it should be inverse. Firstly division, then parenthesis. And 5x minus 2, 5x minus 2 divided by 4, I know that there is invisible parenthesis here, that's equal to 12. So 5x minus 2 is equal to 4 times 12. It's going to be, why it is times? Because 4, it is in division form here. When you send to other side, you should multiply that one. So 5x minus 2, it's going to be equal to 48. Now, I have to, like in the previous page, I have to get rid of this expression, minus I mean, and that's going to be equal to 48 plus 2. 5x is equal to 50, and x is equal to 50 divided by 5. I explained before, because the inverse operation here, x is equal to 10. It's going to be, I forgot to say the sentence, because here the operation is times. When you send to the other side, it should be division. That's the method you remember here. Let me add this one to remind about that here. So this one, when it's sent to the other side, it should be plus, because the operation here, main operation, minus, it's going to be. Okay, here for the invisible parentheses, again I'm repeating, also we are going to solve that kind of questions. Here invisible parentheses there is because there are two terms divided by 4. So that's why I'm telling that this 2 expression is divided by 4, and there is invisible. For the expressions like x over 2, if the question is like this, 5x over 2 minus 2, if it's equal to 13 for us, then I'm not going to say this is, there is invisible parentheses here, because this divides only here this one, and we are not going to solve like this. Okay, let me clean this part, and let's continue here. And as you see, there is no invisible parentheses in this case. We are going to do that one. Now here multiplication and parentheses there is with respect to PEMDAS rule, inverse PEMDAS rule. I'm going to do everything inverse to this direction while it's solving that. So it's going to be equal to 2x minus 4. I'm not going to get rid of the parentheses. 2x minus 4, it's going to be equal to 24 divided by 3. Then this is going to be equal to 2x minus 4 is going to be equal to 8, and then 2x is going to be equal to 8 plus 4, which is, when it goes to the other side, it's going to be plus. 2x is equal to 12, it's going to be, x is equal to 12 divided by 2, which is equal to 6. Okay, so x is going to be equal to 6 here. Here, division and addition operation there is. Which operation comes firstly? Normally, division comes firstly, then addition. So while you are solving, it should be inverse again. X over 4, it should be equal to 6 minus 3. Then x over 4, it should be equal to 3. Then this should go to other side with times, and it should be equal to, x is going to be equal to 4 times 3, which is equal to, x should be equal to 12. Okay, also there are this type of equations, but we are not going to here. As I explained before, we cannot use directly PEMDAS rule here. So actually flow diagram we cannot use. I said we cannot use PEMDAS rule here directly, because here the in front of the parentheses, the coefficients are different. That's why I'm going to use distribution rule for this kind of questions. Also, I can use here distribution rule, but I didn't use that one here. So first I'm going to use distribution rule for this type of questions. That's why I gave this type of question in the solution part also. So 2 times x, it's going to be equal to 2x. 2 times 4, it's going to be equal to 4. 3 times x, it's going to be equal to 3x. And 3 times plus 2, it's going to be equal to plus 6. Then it's going to be equal to 34. Now, I'm going to add the like terms together from the formula. We know that 2x plus 3x, it's equal to 5x. 5x plus 4 plus, this is going to be 8. I forgot to do that one. This is 8. 8 plus 6, it's going to be equal to 14. That's equal to 34. If I continue to this side, 5x, it's going to be equal to 34 minus 14, and 5x, it should be equal to 20, and if I continue again on this side here, and 5x, if it's equal to 20, it means that you're going to send to the other side and you are going to divide 20 divided by 5, and x is equal to, I'm sorry here, x is equal to 4 going to be.